There we go.
Hey now.
Hey Clay, how's it going?
Oh, just having some technical difficulties. Uh,
Yeah, we should. When we get big enough to do a Patreon, we're gonna share all that, all the struggles of behind the show, to
oh
the
man, I
to
don't know.
the
There's
viewers.
that's too much content. Too much content.
It's gonna be too stressful. It's like a not like a horror movie, but close.
I'll feel better every time everything crashes and doesn't work, and then I can go, oh, but this is just content creation.
That's right. Just giving the people what they want.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's been a pretty interesting week. I think we had a lot, in which is what kind of led us to our main topic, that we got a lot of really just a whole bunch of stuff out there. Like, yeah, you nerds, keep your Netflix subscription. We got good stuff coming. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what we got. So for our main topic, we'll be talking about Netflix Geek Week, and what that means, what that entitles. As you may be able to see, Josh and Kyle are out because they're weak. But I did get I know we were trying to get fillers for the show, but I did get one for Josh, since he gave us kind of a heads up yesterday that maybe he wasn't gonna make it. So as soon as I get information like that, my brain starts turning. So we got this. So this dancing Josh comes courtesy of Clay. If you follow on the channel, so I just figured, let me cut out a little clip for that, and we'll make Josh be here and dance for us whenever we want.
That should be
Um,
whenever we have technical difficulties, we just put up Dancing Josh.
yeah, yeah. If I want to make a longer clip, I'll definitely have to get something that's not licensed, the music. But other than that, I don't know how some of these streams have like real music, but I don't know, they put it through some kind of filter that the algorithm doesn't recognize or whatever. So
Yeah, it's
you know,
just enough. Just enough.
just enough. But let's get on to our show, and we'll talk about some previously on next issue stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, you know
You
what? I'm
ready?
looking at you. Yeah, I'm looking at your list. You have a lot of stuff going on. Go ahead, Clay. Let's start with your stuff.
Yeah, I got caught up on a lot of books. Beta Ray, the latest Beta Ray Bill book came out. I'm just digging that. I wanted to ask you though, you're reading it, right?
I am, but I'm behind.
Oh, okay. I
So
just
I'm
want to
not
have
caught up.
a discussion about the art because this is just kind of a different take. It's very like dirty, gritty space look, which
Yeah.
we typically get a lot of like cleaner looks. A lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy books are what I'm used to. And the art in this book's different, and I was going to get everyone's take on it, and now everyone's you, so, and you're behind, so never mind.
Well, but I'll tell you this though. Uh, I am a big fan of Daniel Warren Johnson. I read his Wonder Woman Dead Earth, which is pretty much this. Like, the art looks the he. I think he changes his color palette, but not the art itself is not very different. But I like it. I like that grimy look. I like that everything doesn't look like. I feel like this even works better with Wonder Woman's a little weird because Wonder Woman's like the peak of perfection, right?
Yeah.
But in that apocalyptic world that he built for Dead Earth, it works. With Beta Rebuild, I think it kind of works with the theme of like how he sees himself as a monster at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
he can't.
and it's also really inside, like this last issue, a lot's inside Scuttlebutt, and it's just dirty and grimy, and but then there's this other take on Scuttlebutt that's like shiny and clean. So once you get caught up, we'll discuss.
Okay.
But it's definitely a an art choice, and I just wanted to talk about it with everyone. I told you to read Iron Fist: Heart of the Dragon. Have you read it yet?
No, I haven't. I have not. I'm not caught up. I want this. So this is
The
the last
last
issue of
issue.
this. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. This is the one that changes everything. and they didn't
Oh,
even put it on the cover. So that's I'm going to plug that book because Larry Hama did an awesome job on it. A
okay.
lot of stuff happens, and changes in the Marvel universe will come from this book.
That's interesting that they would do the they would do it through an Iron Fist book, which I don't know that this is the most popular series. I remember seeing the first issue of this come out,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that looks cool. I'll probably read it eventually when it hits the Unlimited.
Definitely pick it up, read it. It's a game changer, especially when you get to the last issue of 6.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anyone because I want everyone to enjoy it. But if you enjoyed Heroes for Hire, I mean, it's Luke Cage, it's Iron Fist going through trying to save dragons. We've got Taskmaster in there. Huge game changer in the Marvel universe. Huge.
I guess it's because of the Black Widow movie, but Taskmaster's been in the forefront of a few things now. In the recent, like in the past few months, he got his own mini series where they introduced a new character. I remember seeing the value of that. I think it was Taskmaster #2,
Yeah,
was selling for like ridiculous money, and I was like, what's happening? This is a Taskmaster book. Um, and
I know.
then
What would be the best Taskmaster story you've read? What's
I really couldn't tell you anything where he's not. You know what? Maybe the Old Man Hawkeye.
okay?
I think he was a really good antagonist there.
Yeah,
Um, but as far as like him at the forefront, I mean, before this miniseries, I really don't have anything to tell you about.
yeah. I know he trained the Avengers for a while, which I thought was kind of weird because, especially the way you see him in this book, he's pretty much sold out. He's a full-on mercenary. He's in it for money and power.
I mean, aren't we all?
The next book is a book I've talked about before, Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
Which is if Disney did Silence of the Lambs, it's about a bunch of dogs that have been taken in by this guy who has killed their masters, and
Yikes.
the dogs are slowly figuring out he's a bad dude. And I will say, for animal lovers, trigger warning in the last episode, bad stuff happens to a dog.
Oh no.
Drawn Disney style.
That's kind of the part that I was a little hesitant on because, and you hadn't really mentioned anything.
It had all been very cutesy. In fact, if I were to describe it like do you remember the 70s Disney movie Oliver? It just had a bunch of street cats and stuff. That's it's just a bunch of dogs. It's just random dog types. And they're slowly figuring out why they're there. And one dog even has a backstory in this latest one.
How sentient are these dogs?
Very. I mean,
okay.
As they're going through stuff, they each dog kind of has its own issue, so they kind of give them personalities through it.
Good.
But they're starting to figure out like, oh, I used to be with someone else, but he's the new master, and he still feeds us and he still takes care of us and stuff. But yeah, something happened in this last book that you go, oh, that's what Cruella de Vil wanted to do to dogs.
Oh my god!
Why did we try to go back and make her a interesting?
Why did she get a sequel?
Why did she get a sequel? Why did she get an origin story that she wanted to kill dogs?
Prequel? Yeah, and a possible sequel. Did you watch that? Have you watched that?
No, I mean, I love Emma Stone, but sometimes a lot of her movies I'll give a really hard pass on.
Are you talking about like Aloha and stuff like that?
Yeah, that one. I tried watching that Netflix show with her and Jonah Hill, and that was just, it was weird, but it was weird boring.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm sure you'll eventually watch Cruella when it's. We made the conscious decision to pay for it, and I guess I never told you guys that. I don't know we talked about it. I guess because nobody else had watched it. I mean, the movie looks cool. It's stylistically, like the
Yeah,
music is dope. It's just the story kind of lost me halfway through.
yeah,
And I guess it's also because you're coming in with a bias of like, oh yeah, this lady wants to make dog coats.
exactly.
Eventually, I don't care if she's Emma Stone now. Although grown up to be Glenn Close's goals still.
I mean, if you want a villain, you know, cast Amber Heard and have her play Cruella
Oh boy.
Deville. Everyone already hates her. Make her
Uh,
seem likable. I also got the DC Pride book.
yeah,
You know, I just want to point out the art in this book by Stephen Byrne. I am such a huge fan of Stephen Byrne's work.
yeah.
He does a short story in there and does his version of Constantine and oh my god, Apollo's partner,
Oh, Midnighter.
Midnighter. And it's just
Which
I love his
did,
clean look and just his lines, just the way he does everything in that book.
did you pick up that cover? The main cover.
Yes, yes.
Oh, because I also saw this Jen Bartel cover, and I was like, well,
Oh,
I kind of
yeah.
gotta. I'm sure next time you guys see this, I'm sure.
It'll be $100.
Yeah, yeah, you guys. No, I mean, I think you'll pick it up.
Jim Partel does the best covers.
Oh, she's great. Oh, I love her. Oops.
And I finished Modoc, the Modoc miniseries that Jason Blum and Patton Oswalt did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it ties into the Hulu show.
Oh,
And
that's funny.
I really recommend it. I don't want to spoil this one either, but I really love this story. And how it ties into the show is my kind of weird.
Oh, and it's only 4 issues.
Yeah, it's only 4 issues.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably check this out too. I think I don't know. Modoc's never been a character that I'm like, oh, I gotta read that.
It's just he's and you know what's awesome is he's so odd and weird looking and everything, and he's a Lee and Kirby creation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you got that. Look at that headband. If that didn't say Kirby, I don't know what does.
He's. I wonder if he's a before the New Gods or after, because there's a lot of New Gods vibes in Modoc's design.
Yeah. You know, this one's a little creepier than from what I got from the show.
Yeah.
So, you know, plus, you know, Jason Blum does, you know, runs Blumhouse and they're very horror oriented. So
Okay.
I would say this is a little, I would put a PG-13 rating on this.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
I think a lot of Marvel books shoot for that. Plus, you know, whatever. Yeah, 13 plus. I think that's where they kind of live. As far as like, yeah, that's we feel comfortable writing these. And now they have the little young adult books and stuff like that. So, uh, okay. Well, did you watch anything? Anything else you want?
Oh yeah, I watched this copy of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Have you seen this version?
I haven't. Is that a new one? How did I miss that?
I just got it. Running time's an hour and 15 minutes. So way off from what I'd heard about the 4 hours. Also, this includes an Aquaman pilot. So I'm kind of excited.
So does the hour 50 include the Aquaman pilot or?
No, that's bonus material.
Oh, okay, good. I was wondering. I was like, geez, they really cut down on they really cut it down. Like they went the opposite direction.
Exactly. I think they cut all the Aquaman stuff and put it into a pilot, and the rest is just the unused Green Lantern footage.
I did learn a really cool thing about the Zack Snyder trilogy this week.
Yeah.
That I guess I'm just going to talk about since nobody's here to stop me other than you.
I know I just ruined everything for all the listeners because there was just a visual gag that no one listening.
Yeah, for sure, right?
God.
But hopefully this will encourage you guys to come to the channel and watch the live show. So in the ultimate cut of Batman v Superman, Superman dies around 2 hours 38 minutes. In Zack Snyder's Justice League, Superman comes back to life 2 hours and 38 minutes in. And if you really like, so this is a part that really took it over the edge. That I'm like this dude has a vision of the stuff that he's doing, even if it's just for himself.
Yeah.
Like, so there's the Bible verse 238. I don't remember what the Bible verse was. It's about the Holy Spirit coming back into the body of Christ or something like that. I
I
don't know.
thought it was you put your left foot in and then put
No,
your
no, no.
left foot out.
I think that's closer to Genesis. But yeah. So I was like how what how do you even get to an idea? Even just the parallel between the cuts. Like he knows that those. I mean, before the Snyder Cut came out and all that. Like, did he even like? Is that something he always had on his mind? Like, I'm gonna do this 2 hours and 38 minutes in, regardless of what happens. Is it a big coincidence? Like, see, it feels too accurate to be a coincidence that both the death and, but it's only, I guess, because it is on the versions of the movie that he's making, his director's cuts. He can plan that stuff out.
Well, he's
Right?
probably planning every beat of the movie, and he wants that to
Yeah.
be the reverse of what had happened before. I
Yeah.
assume there are other beats that coincide with that.
Yeah, probably so. So I'm just glad there's other people that obsess about this stuff even more than I do, that can bring me that type of information. um, okay. Well, as far as the stuff, I'm glad you keep watching Zack Snyder cuts.
I'll tweet out a picture early on.
Yeah, please do. I think we want to see that whole thing. I wish I had a VCR so I could watch that in how it was meant to be seen, and not some digital rip from the internet. Let me see. Okay, so as far as the stuff I read for book club this week, we read Batman Court of Owls, the deluxe edition. So it has volumes 1 and 2, and man, it was really nice revisiting this comic, because this is kind of when I started reading comics like hardcore. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I had the first volume.
yeah. So the one we read has, I think, overall 13. Yeah, whatever makes up volume 1 and 2 of the New 52 Batman run.
First 12?
Uh
Is it 12 or 13?
There's 13 issues, because I think they put the Mr. Freeze annual in there.
Okay.
But the Court of Owls story is only 10 issues, and then there's like 2 filler issues. There's like a filler issue that introduces us to the character that becomes Bluebird, and then there's the prologue issue of Court of Owls that's kind of a flashback to when Alfred was young. I forgot they bring back Bruce Wayne's brother, Thomas Wayne Jr. is in this, and I like all that, because they haven't touched him since. Like during the discussion, we even like somebody asked me like, is Thomas Wayne Jr. a new thing for this, or is he like part of continuity? And after looking it up, yeah, he's been around for a long time. Bruce Wayne having a brother who we looked. They need to fix the DC Wiki, the fandom page, because under weaknesses it just says mental illness, and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Weakness is mental illness.
I don't know. Like,
isn't that Batman's weakness as well?
I feel like that's a lot of our weaknesses.
Pick your own trauma.
But yeah, it's interesting that like he was the original son, and then because of his mental illness, he had to be put in an asylum, and then they just kind of never brought him up again, and then they died, and I guess the asylum just kind of kept taking care of him or something. I don't know. I haven't gone back to read his original appearance, but I'm intrigued now.
I just love the Court of Owls in that whole run.
Oh yeah, I think that's my favorite retcon ever on any comics.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going back and adding such good history with those creepy masks and this kind of hidden, like a Gotham Illuminati, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
So good. That's why he wouldn't know about it.
And then
he would find out. It would take him like decades to find it.
Well, and you can also see like this is the origins of Capullo drawing for DC and Batman. Yeah. And as cool as his stuff in Spawn was, like he had to find his style in doing DC Comics, right?
Yeah.
And so you look at his stuff now. You look at this stuff like from which some Sabrina's like, yeah, this was 10 years ago, and I'm like, oh my god, it was 10 years ago. Um, yeah, like I think one of the things we talked about, some of the faces look kind of the same, uh, but like you go back and look at Capullo's work, and I think he's still growing as an artist, and it's incredible to see somebody that's still working as a like he's been working for so long, but he's still growing. Like, so it's very cool. It was really nice to revisit.
Well, I mean,
Um,
was he drawing for McFarlane at Spawn, and now he's doing the Scott Snyder stuff.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's been doing DC, although they haven't done anything in a little while after Death Metal. But I mean, Death Metal was kind of like
A big
a
deal.
Herculean task. So like, I
Yeah.
can see why they haven't done much. But yeah, that was really cool. I really really enjoyed it. I'm glad I recommended that for the book club and that we ended up going for it. Um, the other thing, I've been watching this new anime on Netflix, and if subscribers of the channel seem to really be on board with this,
Yeah.
it's called Trece. It's a new Netflix anime based on a Filipino comic of the same name. It follows Alexander Trece, who is she's like a supernatural detective, or like a supernatural sheriff. This all takes place in Manila in the Philippines.
Okay.
The voice cast for the American dub is mainly Filipino or Filipino American. Uh, but the coolest thing about the show and probably the comic book, it's all the lore. Like,
Yeah.
if you go back, and I encourage you to go back. I've made two videos for this. One was a trailer reaction, which is one of our most watched, if not the most watched video on the channel.
I know. I saw the
Um,
numbers on that.
and then my review for the first, like the people that are into this, like they are really into it, and I'm like, it's just kind of contagious. Like, I was asking about the lore during the reviews and all that stuff because I'm not really knowledgeable of like the creatures that appear in the show. But one of the coolest things that somebody mentioned was that people in the Philippines, they believe that the supernatural stuff is real. Like, this stuff really is there. They just, it's not like it's not like we think it's hiding or whatever. Like, they actually want to live in like in balance with the supernatural stuff. So it's very interesting. I encourage you to go read some of the comments. They're all very informative because I think they come from people that are from that culture. So like, it's firsthand knowledge really. So I'm definitely interested, but I'm waiting it out. I'm not watching. I've only watched 2 episodes.
How
It's
long is
only
the series? It's
it's
only
only
six.
six 30-minute episodes so far.
What
I
about
think this is
the manga? How long is that?
I, the there are 3 books. I don't know how many chapters are in each. I don't know how long Filipino comics are either.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna check those out once they're available on. I saw they're available on Amazon, but I'm gonna try to hunt down physical copies. Uh, but yeah, once which I'm sure is gonna be more difficult. But
Yeah.
once I finish the 6, I just wanted to kind of like parse them out because
Hmm.
they are really like, it's really good. So I don't want to rush into it. I want to do a little bit of research in between episodes. Episode 2, I don't know if you saw my tweet, has a Fast and Furious flavor to it. So I think you're good. I think you should check those. Give it 2 episodes to check out the show.
I'm
But I think
ready.
it's gonna be up your alley. I think you're gonna like it, Clay. So I definitely recommend
Supernatural.
it.
Uh, what characters are any character you could find any kind of parallel to compare it to in
I would say
American?
like the closest is probably Constantine, but this is a Constantine that would actually work with the police because they believe in the supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so it's kind of like that. But
All
she's a
right.
badass. There's a set. Her assistants are a set of twins that we know nothing about other than they look super cool. So
Twins
yeah,
are always creepy.
they wear the coolest masks. Oh, Clay, once you see all this stuff, just looking at the intro, I think you're gonna like it. Like, the intro
All
is
right.
one of the coolest intros I've seen.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, like just like anime intro, like at least the anime. Yeah, the anime. The one thing I did say in my review, the animation sometimes is like not the. It feels like there's a few frames missing every once in a while. But I mean, I imagine they had to do some stuff like that to both stay on budget, or it might be like a stylistic choice.
Okay.
Um, And Jay Oliva, who directs all the DC stuff, he directed the first episode.
Okay. And
So
that
yeah,
DC has top notch animation.
yep, for sure. But oh wait, we got a thanks, Austin. Now we can start. Good.
I
Um,
watched you and him do a video together, and he had never seen the show Fringe. I'm going to keep pushing that because that show is freaking awesome.
well, update. I've never seen the show Fringe. It feels like too deep of a dive, Clay.
Shocked face. It's 5 seasons. You know.
Yeah. Although you know what? What's his name? John. The scientist, the main scientist dude. That's why we brought a Fringe.
Yeah. Yeah, he plays Walter in this, and he plays. It deals with alternate realities, and it's kind of an X-Files type show, but like,
it's John Hurt. John Hurt, I think is his name, right?
No, it's John. I'm not going to use the internet.
Don't. I'll confirm once you. Oh, I got it. Okay. Yeah. Well, once you figure it out, if you figure it out, let me know. If not, I'll tell you. Because I do want to ask you something, but let me get through my comics.
Okay.
So I'll give you some time to think about it. Some of the other stuff I read, Night One #1 from Heroes Reborn, the one shot, where we see Gwen Stacy be like this Nightwing type of character. It's really good. I did a full review for it on the channel.
I know you were hyped for this book.
I wish, like, even after Heroes Reborn is done, I wish we could still have this as an ongoing. That's how much I enjoy this book.
Damn, that's
nice. Like, even though I'm not enjoying everything that Heroes Reborn's throwing at me,
yeah,
like I want more of this character. And the other thing, the real other reason I picked up this book was because last time we introduced a Gwen Stacy character, I didn't pick up the book, and now that book is worth like $500. The Edge of the Spider-Verse, where she comes out as Spider-Gwen.
What's the cover of that look like?
So it's let me see if I can look it up. It's one of those 2-in-1 stories they did for Edge of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I picked it up. Look, I even Google already knows what I'm looking for because it autofilled. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is one of the books that I was pulling everything that was Spider-Verse, and then Jeremy at Titan's like, "Hey, you may want to check this one out." And then I was like, man, I'm already buying too many Titans.
And you dropped
here we go. And I was like, and yeah, I gave it back to him. He put it on my list on my pulls, and I gave it back to him. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna take this one. And now here we are, like, I don't know, almost 10 years later too from this.
Yeah, I was going through my Spider-Verse books. Actually, I have them back here because I was looking for to see if I had that book. I thought I had a copy of it, but I have like tons of Spider-Gwen, but I don't think I have Edge of the Spider-Verse.
So all that to say that I didn't want to miss it another Gwen Stacy hit. But the book was also really good. Vito Yellow wrote it, and I'm picking up pretty much every Yellow book. So those are some of my favorite X-Men books too. Let's see. Before we get to the main event, I did pick up also. I read Batman the Detective #1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And I reviewed 3 on the channel. This is. Do you know Henry Ducard, the character from Batman?
Mm-hmm.
He's one of his teachers at some point. Yeah, he comes on this one. It's really nice to see kind of how they met and how that relationship was formed. So we took a little break from the main story of like this society in the UK that's killing people that Batman has saved because they're trying to balance out the world according to them.
The old Thanos experiment.
Yeah, something like that. They took out what's their name? Knight, and so the old Squire became Knight, and then I think we talked about this before because because that's how
a weird origin.
Yeah,
that's
so
all
the original
Grant
Knight.
Morrison?
Yeah, the original Knight passed away, so Squire became Knight, and then now this Knight has a new Squire who Batman's working with because while Knight is in the hospital. But this is a Tom Taylor book with Andy Kubert art.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Then
like
that's awesome.
it. That's probably all I need to say to sell this
Yeah.
book.
If it's Tom Taylor, it's fun.
Yeah. Next up, I finally read the 2 issues for this week for the Hellfire Gala, which was Excalibur number 21 and X-Men 21. Now, Clay, we had some really cool cameos in the X-Men book. I don't know if you want me to show you because I can.
I know
The celebrity cameos.
Run the Jewels showed up.
Oh, so I didn't see them.
Yeah,
So
they were in.
I have some images.
I'm trying to think of what book. I think they show up in Marauders.
Okay, yeah, I might have missed some of those. These are all from the X-Men 21 issue, which is the reveal of the new X-Men team, which we covered on a live a few weeks ago. But we have Mark Maron.
Hey now.
Podcaster like us.
Stanley lookalike.
So that's what I was like. They had to do the hair brown to make sure that we knew. Then we have Mr. George R.R. Martin, who should be writing the books instead of hanging out with the X-Men.
He's got that hat on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have Patton Oswalt.
Wait a minute. Go back. Who is next to the Thing? Is that Dwayne McDuffie?
Oh, man. No, I don't think so. But I can definitely see I can see I don't know. Yeah, I didn't recognize if this was somebody or not. I tried to look online for a list of all the cameos.
I was going to say, yeah, Dwayne McDuffie. If we can pull an image. Can you pull an image?
Yeah.
You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll keep sharing while you look it up. Then we have Patton Oswalt, and I don't remember the name of his wife.
Meredith Salinger.
Okay, yeah. Which
his wife.
He's working a lot with Marvel, so look how happy. I would be pretty happy to be at the X-Men Gala as well. This one's probably, I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's the one that Marvel probably enjoyed the most.
Oh.
Kevin Feige.
Yes.
X-Men confirmed. And then on the next panel, you see Eminem with the hat and the hoodie behind Storm. I don't know if the tall guy next to him is somebody. I imagine he is. I can't tell you who he is, but Kevin Feige, he's asking this question to Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
So it's a very if it means nothing, it's a very cheeky way to tell the readers hey you remember this guy? He's the one that can give you the X-Men. So there we go, fans. You heard it here first. X-Men and the MCU confirmed. All right. I think that's all I have as far as reading. I did get some really cool stuff while you pull that McDuffie picture up. I finally got these back.
Just finding garbage pictures.
I finally got these back. Oh my god. So this
graded?
Is my... Yeah, so I a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, when they announced that Tim Drake was going to be in the new Titan show, I went and looked for my first appearance. So this is Batman 436, first appearance of Tim Drake. And then this is Batman 442, first appearance in the suit as Robin. So I took him to...
that whole series is valuable.
Yeah. I took him to Titan Comics and asked Jeremy if he could send them in to get graded. So they finally came back. So those are the first books that I've graded from my collection. I bought some other stuff that's already come graded, but those are the first two things that... Because Tim Drake is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
I see you got something ready. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely... Oh, man, let me see.
And plus, he's towering over Colossus, and...
yeah, I can see that.
McDuffie was huge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see where that's coming from. But I couldn't find anything to confirm anybody else other than the people I showed here. And then we did like I mentioned, we did. Oh, good question. So Austin's asking how much. I think it was about $30 each one, and part of it is like the shipping and stuff. I think if you go to Titan Comics, and this is the only thing I can recommend, you can go ask Jeremy, and he'll kind of give you an idea of is it worth getting the is it worth getting the item graded, because sometimes it's not. I mean, if you just want to protect it, then yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got Austin the second appearance of Gambit because the first appearance was too expensive. But I think it's all X-Men.
How much is the first appearance of Gambit?
I want to say like it's 500 or so now. I don't know. It's been up and down, but I think this was at the time when I got this. It was at the time when the Channing Tatum movie was really like in the forefront of the press.
Yeah.
So I was only able to get Austin the second appearance, which I think it's
speculators driving that price up.
Yeah, it's a very volatile market. Like it really changes. But yeah, I did get Austin something that was already pre-graded. I found it at a convention. I think it was Uncanny X-Men 267 with a Jim Lee cover. Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Let me see. Here, I found the picture. Let me see if I can share that.
Here, I got a question for you.
Sure.
If someone offered you this trade, all the comics you currently have, for a pristine set of any comic you want from beginning to now, I'm gonna assume Batman or maybe a Detective Comics. Is there a run? Okay, so if you would trade your existing set for a pristine run of X-Men or of Batman, or Detective,
I think the Detective Comics might be worth it, not just financially, just because of the amount of. This week we got Detective Comics 1037, right?
Wow, yeah.
So imagine having all those books in pristine condition. Like, not only, even if, let's say, like you never want to sell the first one, the 27. First of all, you get 26 more that are like prior that are probably worth a lot of money too.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, I would definitely, for Detective, I would take it all, take them all. I'll get them again. Although there's a lot of stuff that I really love from my collection, mainly a lot of the books that they may not be as good, but it's stuff that I got early on when I was starting to collect.
Yeah, which
is why it was nice to go back and read the Court of Owls stuff. But yeah, that's all I have as far as that. I'm really glad I got the graded ones. Like, I'm gonna start looking through my collection for some more stuff that maybe I need to get graded to. Really just stuff that I want to keep, not stuff that, because I wouldn't. I mean, these don't go for that much, anyways. Like, I think it nets out what I paid for to get them graded and all that. Then when I first bought them, so I'm definitely not doing it for that.
You can never open it again. I always just, you can never like just thumb through that book again.
I mean, I don't know that I would want to. I'm just gonna. I like reading digitally better, anyways, and these are available on the DC Infinite.
Okay.
I mean, you can always crack them open later. I was glad one of them came back at a 9.0. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then this leads me to the next thing that maybe you can help me out with this. I do want to do a small video on like how comics are graded and the whole process for that. So I'm gonna talk to Sean, my the owner at Sanctuary, and then Jeremy a little bit more about what that's like.
Yeah.
I think they both can do it. I went to Titan just because I already knew Jeremy. I had asked him about it before. And then he's the one that sold me the original the original issues. So I was like, I'll just get it all done there. And it didn't take too long. I think it was maybe a turnaround of like 2 or 3 months. I'm guessing they have I'm sure they're busy because not only COVID stuff, but like people are realizing that there's money in comics, in some of it. So
what book jumps up the most being graded? I mean, is there any particular, or do they all kind of have the same amount of growth per price? Like if you
I
get a
think
book that's $100, let's say near mint, and you get it graded.
yeah. So I think the higher the grade, those are like anything that's like a 9.8, 9.7 is gonna exponentially go up because of the condition that it's in. Um, like all the I like looking at the mystery box comics that I've gotten before. The big price is a graded comic, right? That's the main price. And normally the stuff that's the higher the grade, which makes sense because it means that you have it in a better condition. Like it's probably easier to find the 3.0 comic of something,
Right.
like right. Um, but yeah, I
But
don't. The
you
only
but if
thing
you have a 3.0 comic and then you have a graded 3.0 comic, like you have one sealed and one unsealed, would you buy the sealed one?
I think so. The ones I've bought some comics that are not in the best condition graded
Right.
because of the price, but I just wanted to have it. Like I don't care that it's 3.0. It's in the grade thing. I'm never gonna open it, right? Like
Right.
I even think the fact that it may have a little bit of like some wrinkles or imperfections, I think it looks cooler in the grade in the slab. So I don't know. It's weird. I can't wait to go back to conventions and just look through the stuff again because I've never been somebody to buy a lot of these, but I picked one up in New York when I went over there because Scott Snyder had some stuff at his table that was signed and graded. And then just whenever I see a good deal, what I feel it's a good deal, then I'll pick it up, or just something that I want to have. That they're more like souvenirs. It's my favorite type of souvenir, a graded comic, because it reminds me of the convention that I got it from.
Okay. All right.
And it's not something that like if it's something that's like $20-$30, like it's still. I'm not buying it because of how much the comic is worth. I'm buying it because it's like my souvenir for that one time.
Okay, yeah. Shelby and I kind of do the same thing when we were doing a road trip to Ohio and back. We would hit comic
Yeah,
shops along the way, and so we have like she has statues from different trips we've
yeah,
taken and stuff. Like Squirrel Girl was in Kentucky, and this was this.
yeah. Every town I've gone to a comic shop. I think I didn't get a chance to go to somewhere in New Orleans because we mainly stayed in the French Quarter and they don't have any comic shops there.
No,
Um, and I haven't gone to. I think I did go to a comic shop in Tulsa when I went to Oklahoma. But like when I went to New York, when I went to DC, I went to local shops there. The shop in DC and New York is weird because like you have to, like they're not on the first floor because of the way all the buildings are so close together.
yeah.
That was interesting. We're so spoiled with space here. Even the smaller shops, like the ones over there, they're so crammed. But
Well, I actually saw a place in Austin that was like that. So it was like it was a toy museum slash comic book store, and so you had to go up this set of stairs, and there was some area that was just toys that were in cases and stuff, and then you had a whole comic book store in the other one.
okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
I did when I was in DC. I also found an old bookstore, and I bought like this was like really really old books, but I found a Justice League omnibus. Um, it was like one of the it had an Alex Ross cover, so I was like, I'm definitely getting this, and it ended up being like $80. I don't remember what it, but it was big and heavy. I was like, oh
yeah.
man, I might have to ship this home, um, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it on the flight. But yeah, I hopefully next year in 2022 I'll be able to go somewhere and hit up a comic shop because I love going to local places. One of the places I really want to go to is Denver has Mile High Comics, which is the largest comic shop in America,
Yeah,
if not the world. But yeah, just spend the whole day there looking through other stuff.
a whole day just looking.
I I think I could do it.
I know I could.
I mean, it's kind of like at a conventions. Sometimes I'll spend the whole day on the vendors at the vendors area, so it's kind of the same.
Well, we
Just
have a lot
looking
of
through stuff. Yeah.
yeah. When you go to a local place, do you have regular vendors you go to
Oh yeah.
at every show?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Are
for
they on
sure.
the lookout for anything for you?
No, I don't normally. I don't know. I don't even know what I want until I show up to the conventions. Then I try to plan ahead, like these are the things that I'm looking for. Um, because I'm buying comics so like regularly, it's hard to have gaps on the stuff that I need now,
Yeah,
the more recent stuff. But like old stuff, like if I see something cool, or if it's like even if it's like something collected, like a whole run of I don't know Nightwing or whatever that's been pre-curated. Sometimes it's worth buying the whole package just because of a few things that I may be missing, and then
right.
I'll just have some duplicates. So, man, I can't wait to go to conventions. I'm really thinking of I know we talked about it last week, but that Music City show that's coming up in the summer.
Yeah, March
I'm
show.
I'm really thinking about going.
Yeah, I am too. I did see it's going to be a mask mandatory show.
Okay,
Since
just
they can't.
work it into your cosplay.
Twisty the Clown.
Oh boy, I was thinking more like Scorpio Sub Zero, but sure, I guess
uh,
if you want.
yeah, I would still. It's too hot, but I would do Green Hornet with the full mask because
Oh,
he
okay,
has one where he has like a full mask that covers his mouth and nose
yeah.
and has the logo on it. But a green suit in Texas right now, no,
Oh yeah.
too hot.
No, even maybe a linen suit.
Mm. Just stay
Uh,
home. It's too hot.
yeah. All right. That's all as far as previously on. I did want to. I mean, I wanted to talk to everyone about at least the first episode of Loki.
Yeah. Do you want to
I don't
dig
want.
into it?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't want to cover like the whole series week to week because there's 1,000 places that are already doing that, and probably they put a lot more work and effort into it. So I've watched like if you. It's funny when Marvel shows come out, how my YouTube feed just kind of turns into like everything of that thing.
Everyone's
But
opinion on Loki.
that's right. But what did you think of the first episode? Oh, I guess spoilers.
Yes, spoilers
Yeah,
because
we're
I'll.
gonna go into spoilers for the first episode of Loki, and maybe other MCU shows. So you've been warned.
He's just one of the most charismatic people in the MCU. So easily he could carry his own show.
Yeah,
I dig it. I dig Agent Mobius. Just them two sharing screen, going kind of back and forth. Mobius kind of setting Loki in his place a little bit, but still very curious, almost a fan of his work.
right. Yeah, yeah. Well, and I think as we get into the episode, you see that there's probably no one that would know Loki better than Mobius, right?
Right. Especially considering they're looking for another variant of his.
Yeah, yeah. So I like the show a lot. I think Tom Hiddleston he's just so good at every aspect of portraying that character.
Yeah.
Um, I like
Because
the little
the comedic moments in this are him being as dramatic and serious as he was in the Avengers movies when he would do those
yeah,
scenes. And it just plays out for comedy here, and it works. It
yeah,
works every time. But he's a master.
yep. No, I definitely agree. I think, and then you on the other side of the spectrum, like the sad moments, like when he's rewatching.
He just has to sit there and just
Yeah.
watch himself make poor choices until he dies.
Well, not only that, when it's revealed that it was his fault that Frigga was killed, and I saw this thing online, like Marvel keeps trying to like make you go rewatch The Dark World with every iteration of
Like,
with
hey,
every new
remember
show.
Dark World? Remember when this
Remember Dark
happened?
World? See how much better it is now that we're telling you all this extra stuff. But
Dark
that
World
was
was so bad that they should bring Christopher Eccleston back as another character in the MCU because no one remembers he was in Dark World.
oh my god, that's right. He was Malachite. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
he was under all that makeup.
Yeah, no, I agree. Um, man, oh, what a waste of a character and
No,
an actor. Holy shit. But yeah, man, it was heartbreaking watching him. Not only he had to watch his mom die because and realize that it's his fault. But then him being like watching his redemption with his brother, watching his dad pass away, which
I
I
mean,
don't feel bad.
I
Yeah,
love the way they shot that. It was
yeah.
just like, okay, you're gonna need to come in, sit, and we're just gonna show you scenes that are gonna reflect on you, and you need to react and cry. And that it's like, if that's not the biggest actor challenge, I don't know what is. Just
I
do it on
do
cue and make you feel those emotions of stuff you've seen years ago.
I do wonder what they were showing him at the time.
Right.
But I'm also very happy it happened because it gave us some really good memes. And here, let me show you real
Oh, do you
quick.
have some?
I made some after I saw the thing going.
All right. I love the look of the show, the 70s kind of analog punk.
So if you want to make some clay, you take the first shot is Loki watching,
Being
and then you
sad.
pick one of the saddest things you've ever seen in media. Which, if you're a fan of Full Metal Alchemist, you'll understand this one. Uh, and then also, I had to. Mine are mainly anime
I
because
was gonna say you're
that's the saddest stuff I watch. but but yeah, it's really like these are really good, and because Tom Hiddleston's so good.
yeah.
Sad Loki.
Sad Loki.
Uh, but I like I like the Miss Minutes in the whole little cartoon explaining the TBA.
Yeah, DC. I'm gonna call her DC's Tara Strong because she does so many voices for DC
Yeah,
characters. I don't think
yeah,
she does any Marvel until now.
yeah. Nothing from the animated stuff they released. Uh, but yeah, it was really the whole show overall is really good. Owen Wilson is amazing. Like
He's awesome.
he's so good. Oh, and then we did have a note from Josh. He has two things that he wants me to mention. First of all, the reveal of the Infinity Stones was incredible,
Yes.
and he can't think of a better way to reorient the series and the role of the TVA. Which, yeah, the reveal of the Infinity Stones, it. I mean, we make such a big deal out of it, and Marvel, and this may bother some people. It doesn't. I don't care because I've read comics forever and ever. But Marvel making light of something that was the most important thing in their shows or movies up until a few months ago, like the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they do that, and they've been doing that, and I think some people don't enjoy it, but I was really fine with the reveal.
Some people don't like comedy in their adventure show.
Yeah,
It's Loki.
yeah, this show, like, you knew what you were signing up for.
If anything, this episode had more feels than action, but it was nice to see how everything worked in the TVA, to see that Loki can be put in his place. He calls himself a god, but they just kind of mute him with showing
Yeah,
how powerful everything is, and that's just probably the best display. And even seeing Loki tell them to not lose the Tesseract. It's very important. Or he goes, what is this called? He goes, the Tesseract. He goes, that's dumb. I just love the TVA and all the people that work there kind of going through their routine of bureaucracy like it's some sort of Terry Gilliam film.
well, that was Josh's second comment that Pillboy is his favorite new character.
Oh, yes.
Eugene,
Did you see his pin leak throughout the show?
I did it, but I did watch a video that mentioned it afterwards.
Yeah, if you
Um,
watch it, the pin's in his pocket there. The
yeah.
longer the show goes on, there's more ink on his shirt.
So yeah, Eugene Cordero, he's really funny. Pillboy in The Good Place. Here he's just a TVA agent, but he's really good at it. Like he's really good at being like I guess like the corporate doofus kind of dude.
Yeah.
But
He
the
doesn't
the
know what
main
a fish is. I mean, come
oh
on.
yeah, right. Don't turn me into a fish. What's a fish? Uh,
It's just Loki's grandstanding in a
yeah,
bureaucracy of just drones that is my favorite thing. Just seeing him just full of himself, being muted and stunted, and then beaten in slow motion too. That,
oh
that was
yeah,
pretty wild.
jeez.
Those sticks. And I did notice that each stick kind of has different colors
I
on
think
when
they're
they
different
hit.
setting. I think they're different settings. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, he takes that one hit to the face, and I just love watching that effect of his face being hit over and over again and feeling that pain in real time while they
Right.
just sit there and watch him.
Yeah. Um, I like the. I have questions about the three. What are they called? The
Oh,
timekeepers.
the timekeepers.
Yeah, the
I think one
timekeepers.
of them is Kang.
That's what I'm thinking. Either that or somebody that went rogue, and maybe there were, as we've learned, the powerful characters like Odin and stuff like that can change the retelling of history to suit their needs, right?
Right.
So these timekeepers, there may have been more than three. Maybe three is all that remain. This whole thing may be a front. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much because that's that. I mean, we can spend hours on these Loki theories, but it's fun.
I would like to throw out two guesses at of the three
Sure.
timekeepers. I do believe one is Kang, and I want to believe another one is the Beyonder.
Oh,
Because we
cool.
are talking about the Secret Wars timeline when Miss Minutes discusses everything. And we're talking about the recent Secret Wars that Marvel did, not the toy selling Secret Wars of the 80s.
Yep.
And that was a Bendis, 9-issue run, right?
I think so. What, the Secret Wars?
Yeah.
The recent one? That was Hickman.
Yeah. Oh, it was Hickman?
Yep.
Oh, goddamn Hickman. So it's going to be dense. I got it back out to reread it so I could understand some of the timeline stuff and see what they're going to do.
Listen,
but that got me that excited for Loki to go read that fucking event book.
When your story includes Molecule Man, you know you're reaching deep, and that's a Hickman thing.
Hey, Molecule Man was very important in the first Secret Wars.
He's very important in all of them, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, he would be an interesting character for them to bring in at some point to the live action, because that's when you're really getting like not only deep cuts, but like having to explain how his powers work and what his power set could be. Like,
yeah, but we brought in magic successfully. I'm sure we could do Molecule Man successfully.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, with magic, we have like different colors that represent different things, and we're seeing a lot of that in this show too.
Yeah.
I don't understand in what time being, but the sticks that they were hitting people with, I noticed had different color tips. So is that magic or is that something else? Or you just think that's a setting on the thing?
Yeah, I think that's a setting. I mean, I don't know. They have the artifacts that reset the timeline. They have
because they have those
collars.
bombs, and the bomb actually turned purple.
Yeah,
very much like Agatha Harkness's purple that she had throughout
the magic.
Yeah.
And then the guy that I like when they disintegrate one dude and Loki starts like, we're trying to make sure that he has his ticket.
Got my ticket.
So I like it's like the bureaucracy of the DMV, but the stakes of a Marvel universe thing. Yeah.
Could you figure out the other guy that was in there that got blasted by the TVA? Who he was?
I don't know that he was anyone important, but I would like to know because he looked to be just a regular person who had a rich dad.
Right.
What did he do to get apprehended by the TVA?
Exactly. Like it seems important because he had lines.
Listen, I'm all about eating the rich or disintegrating them, I guess in this case.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm not too sad about that dude. But I'm excited to keep watching the show. I like the ending. Obviously we don't know who's under the hood, but we can make 1,000 guesses. There's so many versions of Loki that I like to see. The old King Loki, the last at the end of the world that we saw in Jason Aaron's run. Kid Loki after the events of from Young Avengers. Lady Loki.
That's my guess for this version of Loki.
Oh, Austin has a good comment. They said it could be as simple as missing work. Okay, that explains a lot of the TikToks I've been seeing of people like, I'm not going to work today because if I was meant to go to work, then the TVA already would have come get me. Thanks, Austin. Um, Man, missing work? There's no way I'm meant to go to work in anybody's timeline. But yeah, I'm excited for the show. Like I said, yeah, Lady Loki, who's after Ragnarok, after the events of the comic book Ragnarok, when the Asgardians were getting bodies, he took over Lady Sif's body, or the one they were preparing for her. So yeah, there could
But
be a lot of other versions of Loki that we could see.
did you see Agent Carter in the background?
I did see a lot of those screenshots. Obviously, we don't have any confirmation.
There is when he is in the TVA, there's a shot of Agent Carter. I think it's in the back left,
Yep.
where she's kind of being taken out, and we know that there is a tangent that was created by Captain America going back in time to spend his life with her.
Yeah.
So did
What
he
the fuck,
incriminate
Steve?
her? Yeah, did he incriminate her? There's a version of her that had to go to the TVA.
Yeah. I hope not. I like Agent Carter, but if it means she's gonna be, if this is a way they're just spinning off a show for Agent Carter, I'm all for it.
Well, we know Agent Carter is going to be in the What If
Yeah,
episode where she becomes Captain America. So
I'm,
is this a setup for us to see? I mean, I would love to have the actress back and do more stuff, but I know the animated stuff is all What If, or What If is just going to be animated. But man, I'd love to see a live action What If with her brought back and put into some different timeline.
Yeah,
Her and
I'm very
Steve team
excited.
up together and her, Captain America family.
Very, very excited for the What If show. I think it's the one I'm looking forward to the most after Loki.
Right.
Just because Loki has such a weird concept, but there's also, like I said, Tom Hiddleston, one of my favorite things in the MCU. Yeah, is there? So we'll ask Josh and Kyle when they get back what they thought of the show. Anything else on Loki before we move on to our main topic?
Nope, just love the show.
Great. Here we have one last comment. That was always supposed to happen, or he would have been taken by the TVA. Yeah, I guess Steve didn't create a tangent, so that just might be a different Peggy Carter. But still, Steve should have been there to save her. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes Marvel throws in stuff that maybe is just for fun, and we read too much into it, aka all the Mephisto speculation. Even in the first episode, we get is that Mephisto? Mephisto confirmed. Which I'm like, no. If you know Loki, like he's been known to look like a devil, especially if it's like somebody in mid-century France or whatever.
Oh yeah,
right. But yeah, it was great. I love that Owen Wilson speaking French. I was like, oh, well,
I know.
They could do anything. But then the guard, he's like, I know French too, asshole. when he's talking about him.
Yeah, but you got that Owen Wilson southern drawl to a French.
Yeah. So
bonjour, comment parlez-vous?
Oh, and then we finally got an explanation for DB Cooper.
Of course.
Which I wish we could get a little. I don't know what the bet was, but
I want to know what the bet was.
Yeah, we need more information on that. And I want the what if Thor had lost. What did he have to do? So
yeah,
we'll see. But that's all for previously on. I'm glad we had so much to talk about, even though the other guys aren't here.
Yeah, I did a lot of comic reading this week, so I just wanted to update on what some of the, I mean, there's some other stuff that I just can't really talk about because it wasn't great, but everything I picked up that I talked about today was fun and worth the price.
Same. I'm saving all that stuff for the what we hate episode. We do have
Napoleon Dynamite episode.
Oh, maybe. Well, not for you guys, especially not for Shelby. Jesus, she watched the movie in theaters a lot. I am glad to see that Nacho Libre was on there twice.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a fan.
It balances out. Really?
Not my favorite Jack Black performance.
Oh, I really enjoy that one. I'm a man of science, not a man of God. Like I like the dude that's with Jack Black the most. I
Yeah.
forget his name. Um, we do have one more thing here. We all need dancing videos now. Um, but let's move on to our main topic for the day. Clay, we'll really touch on. I put some links on the chat. I put a link on the chat, not on the chat, on our notes. I don't know how much you caught from Netflix stuff. There's some stuff that. So they had. Actually, at first, I wanted to ask you, what do you think of this Geek Week? The idea of like Netflix just kind of having their own online convention.
Smart. Not great marketing because I didn't hear about it until you had to tell me, and then had to track everything down on it.
Yeah.
The only other thing I thought was negative about it was the poor timing of canceling Jupiter's
Jupiter's
Legacy,
Legacy.
because that seemed like that would have been something that would have been part of this Geek Week.
Oh, for sure, or at least if you are going to cancel, have the other spin-off they announced that's within that world. Oh man, I forget the name of the comic, but it's a comic that's in the world of Jupiter's Legacy.
Oh, really? They're still going to spin it off, even though they canceled the
Yeah,
original
but it's going to
show?
be an animated thing, I believe.
Okay.
So as far as day one, I'm looking here through Netflix website. Here, I'll just share the screen so we can.
Yeah, let's go through it.
You could take a look. You could take a look, and then we'll touch on whatever. If you saw the thumbnail I prepared for the show, you can kind of see the things I want to talk about. So for this is the if you go to the Netflix has a really nice website with a good summary of everything they touched on the first day. There was a nice Zack Snyder live stream about Army of the Dead and all the stuff that's coming. That's not really here. I'm not watching Shadow and Bone. So, but they did give renew for season 2. Jason Momoa is getting a new show called Sweet Girl. Oh, sorry, it's a film, which
Sounds like Death Wish.
Yeah, Netflix film. Oh, she's from what's that movie with the Mark Wahlberg where he adopts some kids? Instant Family.
I
She's
don't
from
know.
that.
You lost me at Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, sorry, but I mean, the movie's pretty good.
Yeah,
because it touches on a lot of like, it's about a family of kids being adopted and how difficult that can be. But so the movie is actually pretty good, even if Mark Wahlberg's not your cup of tea. We also have Lupin season 1, part 2. Have you watched Lupin?
No, it's in my queue though because I've heard nothing but great stuff.
Yeah, same here. So I couldn't get. I didn't get excited about it too much, but now what about Blood Red Sky? I did a video for the trailer.
I did see you do that, and I was kind of curious. Is the hype on this real?
So I mainly did it because it's a horror thing, and it's an interesting concept of like this flight is hijacked. Oh, and also Dominic Purcell's in it, from Legends. So I was like, okay, I gotta check that out. Oh yeah, I gotta check that out. So this flight, this transatlantic flight gets hijacked, and this woman and the kid are on board. Now this woman has a sickness, who they're hinting a lot at maybe vampirism. So you have the hijacking of the plane, but then you also have a vampire on board, and then it looks like it's gonna be just a really interesting thing. We do have in the comments Austin saying Shadow and Bone is so good. Okay, I might check that out. I've never read the books or anything, so I don't know, but people seem to be excited about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is gonna be, if this is around 90 minutes, it's gonna be probably just a really nice B horror movie.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like.
Well, I liked your reaction on that one. There's just kind of a tease of her at the very end.
Yeah, which I had said maybe it's a werewolf thing at the beginning when I was just speculating.
Yeah,
and then it turned to be the other sickness. It wasn't lycanthropy; it was vampirism. So I can only do so much with the information I'm given.
Or she goes into the bathroom and just says Bloody Mary 5 times and she
Oh
becomes
Jesus.
Bloody Mary.
You know, I would watch that movie. Liam Neeson's doing another movie called The Ice Road. I don't know nothing about that.
Is this
This Kate,
Taken 8?
maybe. This Kate with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, like, I'm waiting for this trailer because I'm pretty excited about this. I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
She's awesome.
Yeah, it looks kind of like another. I think is John Wick its own genre of movies now.
I think so. I think just the low, I say low story, high violence
Yeah,
film. I
and
mean,
probably
because
low budget.
yeah. I mean, I see a lot of them. They're just, you can tell it's obviously just stuntmen going through the motions.
Yep. Yeah, these movies will be made or broken by their main cast, their main character. So you gotta have somebody that has charisma and people want to get behind, like Keanu Reeves,
Mm-hmm.
as we saw on that milkshake, gunpowder milkshake with Karen Gillan. But yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead,
Atomic Blonde
Atomic
with
Blonde.
yeah.
I
So this falls
I
in that same genre.
I think so. Atomic Blonde is so underrated. I don't think it got enough. I think it came out too close to John Wick.
Yeah.
That people, and I've never read the comic because that one is actually based on a comic called something about Berlin. It's not called Atomic Blonde. They renamed it, and maybe that's what kind of lost some of the goodwill. Did you watch this? Oh, go ahead.
No, I wanted to go back to Ramona Flowers here for a second.
Oh, of course. I'll talk about her all day.
How much are we missing her from the Die Hard franchise when she is a badass action star? And I mean, she pulls off the comedy in Birds of Prey. She's Lucy McClane in the Die Hard series, and they've used her for like 10 minutes. And now they could use her in a great spinoff. And now she's just doing her own thing.
Yep. Speaking of Atomic Blonde, here's Austin saying the one long shot in the building is one of my, yep, I agree. That long shot in the building as they go up and down the stairs, and it's insane. Like,
yeah, and there's quite a few of these type films out there. I think we should have an episode just to go through them.
That might be a good idea. Maybe as we get closer to Kate, or when it comes out, or the other one, milk powder gunshake, or gunpowder milkshake.
Either one of those, right before that, there's a ton of stuff we could watch to prepare for both of those.
And it looks like Jean-Claude Van. Did you? I don't know if you watched this trailer. I didn't. But Jean-Claude Van Damme has one more action-packed movie called The Last Mercenary.
Oh no!
Which I feel I saw some clips, and he's still doing the splits and stuff and the kicks and everything. So, good for him to be able to stay in shape and do all that kind of stuff. But I can't remember.
He's kind of at the age Lucille Ball was when she was still doing physical comedy, and we were just more worried about her falling.
Oh,
we're worried about Jean-Claude.
The last movie I watched him was one of the, what was that? The Stallone movies with all the actors.
Oh, Expendables.
Expendables. Whichever one he was the villain in.
I am still mad that movie got 3 films and we only got 1 Losers movie.
Oh God, yeah. And then we have Vikings Valhalla. Yeah, I don't know nothing about this. I don't know if it's related to the. I don't think it's related to the Viking show from the History Channel.
Yeah. I don't know anything about this.
So, and then here was the stuff I was talking about. Jason Momoa and Zack Snyder, like they had panels. All this stuff is on Netflix's YouTube channel, or you can go to geekweek.com for all the details on everything. They also announced some other stuff. But let's go to day 2. Here, I'll put us back. So, is there anything from day 1 that like really kind of blew your mind?
I want to see the Kate movie. That's probably at the top of my list because Netflix action, their action films are really good. Even if I don't care about story, sometimes I just want to see like some really cool stunts I've never seen before. I watch a lot of Scott Adkins films, and that's just great fighting, great action. If they can pull this off with a good story, awesome. And it looks like
My
I think they're kind of hyping it a little more than some of the other things they have out there.
That's funny. My brother loves those Boyka movies
Which
with
ones?
Scott Adkins. Boyka?
Oh
Well,
yeah,
I guess they're not called Boyka. Undisputed.
Undisputed.
But his characters, I don't know. He calls him Boyka. I don't know if that's. I haven't watched him in a while, so I don't know if that's the name of his character or like a thing they say. Anyways, yeah.
When we do a John Wick, we can talk some Scott Adkins, bring in his.
Great.
Yeah.
I watched some stuff recently with him on it. He obviously was in Doctor Strange is one of the acolytes. So yeah, he's still his Instagram is pretty interesting because he goes into a lot of details of all the movies. He's always working,
Yeah.
which is very commendable.
Yeah, his YouTube channel is great because it breaks down like action scenes and brings in other stunt people and actors and just goes into the detail of a lot of what his films are.
Yep. All right. So first of all, in day 2, I'm not caught up on season 2 of
I'm not
Umbrella
either.
Academy, but I'm glad because I want to read the volume 3, the Hotel Apocalypse. But I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad. It looks like they're gonna finish out the story. You know, we got some information of that. I don't watch La Casa de Papel or Money Heist. I think it's called in English.
Yeah,
Austin may watch this one. I think if he's in the chat, he'll let us know.
I've wanted to. I always see it trending. I've heard great things. It's subtitled, so it's like it's a commitment.
Yep. Have you been watching Sweet Tooth? I'm not told you guys last week.
I'm waiting to watch with Shelby.
Okay, good. Lock and Key is also still going, which I didn't watch the first season.
Joe Hill.
I know I've read the book and I like the book. I don't know. There's too many things to watch. I can't.
I know there are.
I can't watch them all.
Sean Ashmore.
I think it's him. I can't tell them apart from. I can't tell them apart. So I don't know.
He's one of the Icemen.
Yeah, from his twin.
Oh no, no, not Another Life.
Oh,
this Katie Sackhoff show. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I binge watched the first season. It's the real world space. It is just a different group of people who all suddenly have to live together and then just complain about it. Yet they're astronauts in space and they're just being petty about dumb shit. They're all young. She's the highlight of the show. I don't know why.
I would think so.
I mean, she's really good. And there are things in the first season that I would say are very similar in the storytelling method that they used in WandaVision.
Yeah.
And she's really good at adapting and doing those types of scenes. But it's not worth it for the other shit. All the other characters, all the other storylines, the characters change from episode to episode. It's just not good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about this, so I'm just going to take your word for it and not watch.
I was going to say, I hated to rant on it like you did Napoleon Dynamite, but I really felt like I wasted my time and I was angry.
We do have an offer here. Austin will watch Money Heist. I mean, he'll watch Fringe.
Okay. I'm all in.
I haven't watched either, so I have to pick one, I guess. Fringe is it's probably network shows with their 24 episodes. Oof. This was my favorite thing this week.
Okay. Yes.
Oh
yes.
My God.
I'm very excited for this.
I love Cowboy Bebop. I'm so glad they're getting the original composer. I love that intro.
Yeah.
But look how good these guys look as the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm so excited for this.
It's John Cho. It's his hair. It's perfect.
It's just.
I mean, I thought they could go a lot more crazier with Spike's hair, but that will do.
Good. I think so. And this just may be for this. Like, I'm sure it looks more stylized once he's in the show.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's really good. I can't wait.
I miss Cowboy Bebop music, and I could easily say that's probably a top 3 show just for its soundtrack, just
I,
for the
I
music.
yeah, I did. When as I was reviewing Trece, I mentioned that Cowboy Bebop's dub. The only thing that I don't really like is that the voice actors, whenever, because it's a space western, they try to do like accents for, I guess, space Mexicans or even other ethnicities, and
Space Mexicans.
they really lean into it. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that wasn't the best choice, but I guess it's
Are they
because of
from
the
the
times.
planet Mexico? These space Mexicans
I
that
don't
they're
know,
impersonating.
but yeah, that's the only thing. The dub was like, okay, that's maybe not the best choice, or it didn't age the best, but yeah, I'm excited for this. I love that. Can you imagine saying like, yeah, we're gonna open up our anime with jazz? What a
Well,
choice!
yeah, but it's the best example of something that you think wouldn't working.
Yeah,
If someone pitched that with any anime.
that's true. Um,
And the challenge for that show also will be the opening. If they do a poor credit opening for that show, I'll be shocked because that show
oh,
is
for
all
sure,
about that opening.
for sure. We got a lot of Sandman stuff. I haven't watched all of it,
Oh,
but I'm so excited for this series.
I've watched it and I'm really excited to see just the world, the just being physically in that
Yeah,
place and seeing all the details. Talking crows.
yeah. So, yeah, this Sandman series. I'm so excited. I was
I'm
on.
curious. I'm curious. Are they going to do that first volume story that's more of a horror story than what Sandman becomes in later years?
Is that Preludes and Nocturnes?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So a few weeks ago, I was invited to another YouTube channel called I Freaking Love Comics, and they're actually doing a Sandman Club where every couple of
Oh,
weeks they'll
good.
read every last week of the month they're gonna read Sandman books. So I'll probably be reading uh, Preludes and Nocturnes just to so I can watch along with them and stuff.
Yeah,
But
that's
also,
early Sam Keith, and it's pretty dark art. It's pretty
yeah,
wild.
the thing I've read and it's really vivid in my mind from Sandman is Volume 4, Season of the Witch, I would
Yeah,
think it's called,
yeah,
which I think is one of the more popular volumes, which is probably why I read it. And it's really interesting that you can jump into that volume without having like you need a little bit of context, but you kind of get it throughout the volume.
yeah.
You don't really need to go back and really read the first three, and I think you'll still find it enjoyable.
If you get a basic understanding of who the endless are,
Yeah.
that helps a lot.
So that was all for day 2, which, like I said, Netflix is really, really doing a good job with the EDs. So let's go check out day 3. And then after this,
Day two, I'm about that Sandman.
Salmon and Cowboy Bebop is probably the two things. I wish we had a little more information on Cowboy Bebop, but I think at least seeing the actor or the cast, and knowing that the music's going to be on par, get
I
me
love that
excited.
it's John Cho.
Yeah. Okay, so day 3, the first thing, the Fear Street trilogy,
I don't know
which
anything about this.
so I do have I did do a trailer reaction for this, and it's 3 different movies that are gonna come out one week after another. The whole thing is based on 3 different time periods, so each movie is gonna cover a different time period. Uh, the only person I know from the trailer is Britta from Community. What's her name? Gillian
Uh,
Jacobs, I think.
Gillian Jacobs. Yeah, this looks
Yeah,
like
she's
the kid from Stranger Things, the last season.
yeah, it does. Max, I think.
Yeah, Max.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, something's going on in this town, and then you see the like. I think the first movie takes place in the 90s, where one of the survivors of whatever happened in the 60s or in the 70s is like an adult, and things are happening in the town again, where people are dying and stuff like that. Then the second movie takes place in the 80s or 70s or 80s, where they're kids and that stuff happened in that summer camp. and then the third movie takes place in uh, what is it, 1666, which is where it goes real far back to like explain how this whole thing started. It's
So it's R.L. Stein. Is
yeah,
this like young adult horror?
I think so. I think it's based.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the books that are his adult fantasy novels. Yeah, I mean, or his young novels, but everyone I've talked to is very excited about this. The poster looks super cool. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, I'm excited. The trailer looked good. So if you haven't seen the trailer, maybe you want to take a look. They don't give away a lot, but they really kind of set up the show. And then you can kind of make your own choice. I like that it's gonna be 3 different movies. That's an interesting thing, that even though they're not dropping everything at once. Here, let's see.
I'm still
Now I
not
have the
crazy.
cowboy.
I'm still not a crazy R.L. Stein fan after what he did to Man Thing.
Yeah, that's what was so this is what the poster looks like.
All right, I
So
dig
July
that.
2nd, 1984.
Though it really looks like American Horror Story poster.
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah,
but I
same
really see.
colors, tones, and fonts.
I guess weapons from each time period. I wonder if they'll kind of do like the 90s, like a little like a 90s, like have more of a Scream type of vibe for that movie,
Yeah.
and then the one in the 70s, like more of a Halloween type. I don't even know what you would do for the other one, but let's go back to the other tab.
Yeah. What's the next thing up?
Okay, so we have the School of Good and Evil. I really know nothing about this, but I mean, it's okay. I don't have to watch everything that Netflix is doing.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. Who is this aimed for? I'm always curious because I know that there's just a lot of content that Netflix drops. It's like,
Hmm.
this is more young adult. This isn't for me, or this is supernatural, and I'll watch it anyway. So just
Yeah, so these are young adult fantasy novels that they're adapting this from. So I would imagine that's the target
target
audience.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah, especially looking at the cast here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Awake, a movie with Gina Rodriguez. Sci-fi film. Let's see. After a global event wipes out humanity's ability to sleep, holy shit! An
Who?
ex-soldier fights to save her family as society and her mind spiral into chaos.
I was going to
Damn.
say that I thought that there's a book by I can't think Moon Knight writer. I can't think of his name. I'm gonna have to look it up. It's called Sleepless, and it sounds just like that plot.
Jeff Lemire?
No.
I have heard this. Yeah,
Charlie
we read
Houston.
we read Sleepless for Comic Book Club, and it's really good.
Sleepless was a comic book.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
Sleepless. Yeah, it's a comic book too. Let's see. We have Gunpowder Milkshake, so we just got a brand new clip. But I'm content just with the trailer that we got.
Yeah, I'm happy for that. I love that cast.
Let's see. Black Summer. This is a zombie
Okay.
show.
Yeah, I watched season 1. It's different. It's hard to explain it without just spoiling everything on it. It's fast paced. It's just really, it doesn't have a whole lot of story to it. So you're just kind of following people at the outbreak of a zombie apocalypse, and that's kind of the stories.
Okay.
It's very basic. But Jamie King's in it. I like her. I mean, there are a few cool kind of like story bits, but it's a lot of just short story stuff.
Okay. And then we had Lucifer dropped their second half of the 5th season. So it looks like they just kind of
comic book based show that got a second life on Netflix. I haven't watched a single one. Tom Welling's in it. Haven't watched it.
Yeah, everyone's in it.
Yeah, Mike Carey wrote that for Vertigo.
And then we have a look at season 4 of Stranger Things, which I don't know. I'm not super like. I'll probably watch this, but I'm not the most excited for this show.
I am, but it's taken so long. I dig it. I love the show. I love hanging out in the 80s, and I'll put the show on and get in the background for the music and the tone of the show.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like that's it for day 4. Now, Clay, I need to step away for a moment. Do you want us to? Do you want me to just put on a screen, or you want to talk to the people?
I can talk to the people because I was going to talk about Charlie Houston's novel. I'm very curious about this sleepless idea and what that pitch was, and if this is the very similar to it. So
Okay.
let me babble.
Yeah. Do you want to share your screen? I can give you. I can do that before I step out.
Oh no, I'm just reading. So it's
okay. Then yeah. I'll just make you the big host, and then I'll be right.
Okay. Cool. If you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Moon Knight, and one of my favorite runs of Moon Knight is from Charlie Houston. But he also wrote a book called Sleepless that sounded very much like that show. I wanted to read just to see what the plot was on this. Set in California, a dystopic alternate present. This came out also in 2010. The novel portrays a world wrecked by sleepless pandemic caused by a pyron. About 10% of the population are affected and unable to find sleep, die painfully within a year. Society is on the verge of a breakdown amid, you know what? It's weird to read about like society breaking down about something like this when it didn't break down for the pandemic. So that's the hard part to follow. Stuff that has outbreaks that now we've seen how people really behave. It isn't the insanity. It's just dumb attitudes. Society's on the verge of a breakdown, and armed bands have turned much of the U.S. into a war zone. The novel follows Parker Hass, an idealist LAPD officer investigating the trafficking of Dreamer, the only drug capable of giving a sleepless temporary relief, and Jasper, an aging professional killer who crosses Hass's path. Charlie Houston writes great noir. That's why he was really great at picking up Moon Knight and doing the story that he did. This looks like the same thing. Man, to tell you how much I love Charlie Houston's work, he did a trilogy called the Henry Thompson trilogy. Caught Stealing, Six Bad Things, and A Dangerous Man. And it's kind of it's about a guy who slowly just becomes involved in crime. I love this series so much that I have that last book and I've been sitting on it since it came out, and I won't finish it. So the trilogy still exists in my head. But Henry Thompson trilogy is a great noir series if you want to pick up some Charlie Houston. Also, his Moon Knight run, top notch, the best. I always recommend it, but you have to go into it with a little bit of Moon Knight knowledge. My hope is that the show will bring attention to the character and we'll get more people reading it. But that is definitely like a next tier book after you kind of get into some of the Moon Knight past before you get into what Charlie's writing about in his run. Talking a little Moon Knight.
Yeah, I think that this is about the sleepless comment. Reminds me of Sweet Tooth. The premise. Yeah, I was able to listen. The premise sounds interesting for sure.
Yeah,
for that book.
But it's weird that there would be like this underground drug. It seems like in our day and time of big pharma, the drug would be available and cost $1 million a dose.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at day 4. I think this is the one I'm most excited for, really, day 4. And I wish Kyle was here for this one. This is where we really...
For the He-Man stuff, yes.
Yeah, this is where we need him. For sure. The first thing, did you watch this, right? The teaser?
I just saw parts of it. I am not as deep into He-Man as you guys are. It was always just kind of a background cartoon for me as a kid. I never had any of the action figures, but I did want a Castle Grayskull because that was pretty awesome. That was one of the few play sets back in the day that I loved.
So here's the thing, and I think I talked about it when I was doing the trailer thing. I'm not. I haven't watched the original in a long, long time. I can't even tell you that I've watched everything of He-Man. It was just like he was all over the place when I was growing up. So that added with the fact that Kevin Smith is doing this, and then
That's
the
piqued
cat,
my interest more.
yeah, the voice cast, like Mark Hamill is fucking Skeletor, like that. That's amazing. Uh, I think right now I'm more excited just because of all the hype and something that this could be like my He-Man because it's like this is the one I'm catching on the ground,
Yeah.
but it still connects to the old one. I did check. You can watch the old one. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, but it's only 2 seasons. But each season's like 70 episodes or something. I think they didn't break it up into like cartoons back then. They don't really break them up into seasons. They just have these long runs.
Yeah. Well, they
Uh,
were used a lot. They were able to reuse a lot of the animation, so you see that
yeah,
over and over again.
I think they break them up into seasons now just so they can sell them to you digitally and make you buy 2 or 3 different seasons as opposed to the whole thing. But yeah, the video was cool. People on the channel seem to really react because this got over 1,000 views day of release when we did our video.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be covering more of this, and we'll be talking about it more when it comes out on the 23rd. At least the first part of season 1. I like that Netflix is breaking up. They're letting you kind of binge, but not everything, right? Because they're
Right.
dropping these seasons as part 1 and 2 to kind of keep you hooked. But as someone that's kind of throttled back to not binge their content, I don't mind. I don't mind that.
We can't all binge like Josh.
Yeah, right. At the vanguard of TV culture. This Loud House movie, I don't know anything about this. I definitely know that there are some things that just don't look like they're made for me, and I'm okay with just moving on and not talking to
Yeah.
like. That's okay. I have other stuff to talk about. Uh, so Clay,
I can't remember his
this
name, but there's the picture of the guy we were talking about
yeah, John
earlier.
Noble. John Noble.
John Noble. Shit.
So Clay, this
John Noble
is
also did a great appearance on Legends of Tomorrow.
yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask you before we did previously on. I'll just ask you after this.
Okay.
Your thoughts on The Conjuring. That's why I was gonna. That's why I brought up. Since Joe Noble came up, I was gonna ask you about that. I know you watched it.
Oh yeah.
But we'll talk about it after this.
Oh, I like this.
So Zack Snyder is doing a Norse mythology series. I think it's gonna be animated. Uh, Twilight of the Gods. Look at the cast. Holy shit.
Wow.
Raul
Yeah.
Coley. Oh, I love Raul Coley. Even though I never watched all of iZombie,
Yeah.
he was one of my favorite things.
I
Peter
know
Stormare.
he's been wanting the Reed Richards role. I've seen him tweet a lot of fan photos
Oh
of
yeah,
him as
yeah.
Reed Richards.
I like that. I like that a lot. Jamie Chung, Corey Stoll, he's done everything.
Oh yeah, he's a Yellow Jacket.
Yeah.
And Jamie Chung was in something country.
Well,
Lovecraft
she was
Country.
just in Lovecraft Country recently. She was also in that X-Men show, Gifted from
Gifted.
Fox.
Yeah.
Of Christopher Hugh of
Of
Fast and
Fast and
Furious
Furious
fame.
fame.
That's right. I think he did another show, but I can't remember.
He has the best death in the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Here they have their names. So this is so John Noble as Odin,
Of course.
Madison Joseph as Loki.
All right.
I don't know. Hell. Okay. I don't know a lot of the gods from Norse
Yeah.
mythology. But those were Sigrid. Okay, I know Sigrid, and mainly from and this guy's Thor. Okay. Pilo Absjek.
Sure. Do you even lift, bro? I mean, what? That's Thor?
Listen, maybe
he looks like Tom Holland in an extra medium.
Well, I thought this was I'm pretty sure this is gonna be animated. So he doesn't need to lift. So we'll see.
Then why show people as the voices if we're just gonna get
Neil Gaiman, Sandman, like that one's not live action, is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Then maybe it is live action. I don't know. I should have looked more into this one, but yeah, because this one came out of nowhere for me. Like I didn't know.
Yeah, I
No,
forgot
yeah,
about.
animated. This one's animated.
Okay, it is animated.
That's
Okay,
why I
John
knew I had
Noble.
read animated somewhere.
Okay, because I'm on board. I guess I don't know.
Come
Zack Snyder's
on.
just hit and miss with me sometimes, and
So the only animated thing he's done, that Guardians of whatever movie with the owls.
oh,
I haven't
Guardians
seen
of
it.
Gahul. I saw
Yeah,
that in the theater. It was really good. It was very good, but you could just see all the uh tropes used,
that's right.
but I thought, this is really for kids, but it does have some very dark moments for a kids movie.
But I agree with Austin. In Zach, we trust. So yeah, Austin's the only other person I know that likes Zack Snyder as much as I do.
I mean, if he didn't have fun violence in that Army of the Dead movie, I would be so against him right now, because there were other parts of that movie I still am angry about.
I get it. I get it.
Ooh, Mobile Suit Gundam. Where's
I know
Kyle at?
I know this is another thing that we need to call for,
Kyle loves his
because
Gundam.
he's the one that knows more about, like, I haven't watched all of Mobile Suit. Like I don't know all the stuff. I've seen a little bit, but I'm not deep into the lore like he is. But I'll definitely check that out.
I mean,
Shaman King, yeah.
I'm assuming that when they reboot these, or when they do these as Netflix, they try to make them entry level type shows.
I would hope so, but sometimes they just give you the next iteration. Like instead of they just change the name. Like this could be from the same series. They just changed the name, but it's actually like season 3 or whatever. Like the Sailor Moon movies that came out recently, they're actually kind of supposed to be season 4 of the current anime.
Oh, okay.
Like they're just using that story. So not I don't think everything's entry level, especially with anime, especially something like Gundam that's been going on for so long.
Yeah, I guess that when they buy them, they have them at a point like Arrested Development was 3 seasons in, and they produced a 4th and a 5th season for them.
Yep. Shaman King, I've never read the manga, but I know it's super popular. This also comes out on my birthday, so I'm gonna check it out. Because I love watching anime, and Netflix is just bringing some really good stuff to the table. And anime, and the people on the channel like when we do anime videos.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Eden Zero. I think this is an ongoing, because I think this is already happening. I don't know much about this one, but here's the other one I needed call for.
Transformers.
The final installment. Like I was gonna ask him if he's watched the previous. This is a trilogy, so I don't know if he's watched the other stuff.
Yeah, I think he talked about it before.
So I think I'm excited for this one because let's see. I clicked the way, so I can't click on it because of the way I shared it, but this has to do with the Beast. Did you ever watch Beast Wars?
The
CGI
no,
show?
I mean, I know I watched some of them, but I just can't even tell you an episode. Like it's just that far out of my head.
Okay, and then check this one out, Clay. I think this one's for you. A new
Space
anime.
Horror anime.
Yeah. Exception. Holy shit. Oh, this looks sick.
What kind of nightmare fuel is this? What's it? What's the story? I want a story.
Let's see. Yeah, there's no. I'd have to. They didn't show a trailer or anything, so we'll keep an eye out for that.
That looks as creepy as the hairball behind my toilet. I want to know where it came from and if it could kill me.
Yeah. All right. Make my day. Oh, so Thursday looks like it was their animated day. Or yeah, this day 4. But I don't know anything about this last one. Let's see. Samurai Soul. Just more stuff that looks nice that I might check out.
Yeah,
but
the art looks really pretty.
Yep. And then this one I'm also very excited about. We did do a trailer thing for Godzilla. But Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, I did a video for when they dropped the trailer, but I'm very excited about it because as much as I like the Resident Evil movies, I also like the animated stuff that looks more like the games, even though I don't really play the games. I like the stories that the games have. Like sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos that explain the story and all that. and it's good to see characters that look right out of, like, I think this guy's name is Leo from the video games.
Yeah.
So more animation because you can keep making that no matter what. And then look at all the Yasuke stuff that they just fashion. I don't. Did
Fashion.
you ever watch? Did you ever watch that Yasuke anime about the Black Samurai?
No.
It's only 6 episodes. It came out like a month ago or so. I enjoyed it. It was very interesting to watch. So if
So
you have,
yeah, I'm curious though, of these, like, people who just don't know a lot about anime, what would you suggest from this geeked out list of anime stuff to start with? Or is
oh
this
man,
stuff, is
it
this not
depends on.
starter level stuff?
I think it is. It depends on the genre, right? If you want some fantasy stuff, maybe Shaman King. If you want the horror, then that exception. Like it really depends on what genre you're looking for, which is kind of cool because anime is not a genre. It's just a way delivery the media. Like it's just a delivery medium like comics.
Yeah.
It's still broken up into genres of like what kind of stuff you want to watch. If you want to watch mechs, then obviously either the Gundam or even the Josuke anime that I just mentioned earlier. It has mechs in it in the world of this Black Samurai. So that anime is wild, but it's only 6 episodes and it was something cool. If you like Greek mythology, they just had Blood of Zeus recently come out too, and
Yeah.
if not, we'll have the Zack Snyder about the Norse mythology. Yeah, so I guess it really depends on the genre. I don't know how Netflix breaks these down when you're in the title screen because I just kind of go look for them.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if you go into their anime stuff, you can still like a sub menu of the genres and they'll tell you kind of what it's about. But yeah, it really depends, which
Yeah.
which is great.
There's so much out there, and I'm still trying to dissect Neon Genesis Evangelion, and
No,
that's
good luck.
so. Yeah, I mean that's just incredible. Again, that's like saying I just picked up the new X-Men. Now I'm going to try to get in deeper. You
Yeah,
know,
it
there's
really
just
is.
there's so much to that. The films, the series, the manga. Um, I mean that's almost like you're dedicating yourself to one story.
Yeah. Okay, so this is day 5. I don't have a lot of stuff that I'm super excited for here. This is mainly video game adaptations.
I love League of
Um,
Legends. I was playing for a while there. I just kind of
okay, so
dropped off
then
the map.
this
And
one
I
might
love
be
the
up
art
there.
style. So I'm definitely kind of digging this. I would probably watch this.
Yeah. I think day 5 was a lot of animations from animated series based on video game properties. Because the
Cuphead.
Cuphead,
Wayne
uh,
Brady.
he's the what's this? I think he's King Dice.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he's this dude. I think
Yeah.
he's this dude. Yeah. Wayne Brady as King Dice. That's perfect casting, actually. Uh,
Castlevania.
and the Castlevania spinoff because Castlevania is wrapping up, but
Very
this is
interested because this new season will be without Warren Ellis, right?
yeah. I think the latest season was without Warren Ellis. So
And he pretty much kind of established that IP there. I mean, the first 3 seasons I think are all him.
yeah, I think so. From what I read, he was the showrunner, but then he was the show creator, but he had showrunners for the seasons. So after season 1, where he kind of took care of it, the latter 2 seasons were run by somebody else,
Oh,
and those
okay.
people are still involved in the current stuff. So I think
Good.
that may be why there was like no dip in quality or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, the show looks amazing.
Yeah. So Laserhawk, Captain Laserhawk. I don't know what is this. What game is this from?
Ubisoft?
Well, that's the developer, but yeah, I'm not. Video games are my blind spot. So
Yeah.
people were very excited about this one, Splinter Cell, and I mean, I like Tom Clancy movies, so maybe I will like stuff based on his video games.
Well, this is interesting, though, that they have the creator of the John Wick franchise to
Hmm.
write the series because I don't know. I mean, you're not really. I guess you set up stunts, but
This
you
feels
set
more
up
like
action scenes.
yeah, it feels like it should be more covert,
Yeah,
just based
video
on
games
the.
are a whole different thing. So going from one piece of media to another, I'm not sure if I'd just jump on board with that.
Far Cry.
Yes, you know who the bad is in that, right?
Uh-uh.
Ooh, Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, okay. Dope. Dope. Oh yeah.
Very.
Damn, I'll check that out. Okay, is this a video game? I
It
think
looks
this
like
is a video
Stranger
game.
Things gameplay. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and this is the okay, this is great. They dropped this to tell you that CD Projekt Red and Netflix are doing WitcherCon in July,
A
which
con
is
just
going to
for
be
Witcher.
just for The Witcher.
What the?
So,
Hey man, if people dig it and
yeah,
have
people love
have
the
fun,
games.
it's weird when you find out stuff like this has a huge following.
Austin, I appreciate you telling me this Might is a MOBA. MOBA means nothing to me.
I think it. What is it? Multiplayer battle arena. Is that what it is?
Multiplayer online battle arena. I guess that would make sense. But no, but yeah, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Austin. Yeah, here it is. WitcherCon on July 9th.
Hey now.
We have A Tale of Two Gerards.
I mean, Netflix has the geek IPs that they could just own and do these cons, and I mean, they could go even further. They could do what DC did.
Yeah. This
And
is kind of like their fandom. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, they bought Mark Miller's library of stuff, so they essentially make comics. They could do their own Comic-Con. They could put out more comics on shows that they own.
Yep. And then I believe this is for
the new Resident Evil.
The new Resident Evil movie.
Lance Reddick. Love that dude.
Oh, me too. Ever since, I think Lost was the first time I saw him. Was it Lost? Maybe. It's been a long time. But yeah, I know Austin's probably excited about this. He loves the Resident Evil movies. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, video games was the last day. So first, I guess I just want to say, like, man, I didn't know Netflix had so much in like properties and content. Like, when are people watching all these things? Holy shit!
While they're stuck inside during the pandemic.
Yeah, but
I'm very curious about the numbers over the past couple of years of what Netflix was seeing in viewership while people were stuck at home till as things started to lift.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our recap of Geek Week. We'll put a link on the description to the website we were looking at if you want to look at the videos. They've curated everything in a very accessible manner. But if you're watching this live or later, let us know what you're excited for. If I had to pick one thing, it'd probably be Masters of the Universe, just because of the hype behind that show. But I mean, I'll be watching a lot of that stuff, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it here as we watch things.
Yeah, but it's nice that they're kind of like establishing their little corner of geekdom, and they're saying, "Hey, this is what we're about." And this is the first year of this, right?
It's the first time they've ever done something like this. Which was one of the reasons I wanted to cover it was because it was the first, like, maybe this is a thing they'll keep doing.
Yeah, what I'm really hoping is to see them, broaden the geek name and see what they do with the IPs they have existing. And I'm sure they're going to buy more stuff. I mean, if you bought Mark Miller's library, we're probably going to see. I know we're going to get Super Crooks pretty soon.
That's what it was. That's what I was talking about. Super Crooks. That's in the Jupiter's Legacy universe.
Oh, it's in the same universe? Because that book is such a standalone.
Yeah, it is, but that's why they were like technically. And I read an article of why Jupiter's Legacy didn't work. It had a lot of issues with budget and the director that left, and it was kind of a mess. So
I may still give it a try, though. I may still give it a shot.
Yeah, check it out.
But they are putting out comics too, and so it's. I mean, what's left? Have your own con.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If they start making video games out of their properties, that's the next move for Netflix.
Well, that's with Stranger
Things. Yeah.
Yep. And now they're partnering with CD Projekt Red for I know they didn't invent the Witcher games; that was the other way around. But if
Yeah,
they
but
find those, I hope.
I
Yeah,
should. If you're gonna buy any game from them, though, start your refund requests now.
I
CD
think that.
Projekt Red did that shit job on Cyberpunk. So every
Yeah.
time I hear their name, I immediately go, "That's nothing I would buy."
Well, the Witcher games are popular, so
They're great and they're good, but I got fucked on Cyberpunk.
I'm
Not
sorry about
not
that.
not again.
Well, once you finally get your computer upgrade, I think it plays better on a computer, anyways.
Yeah, that's what I
So,
heard. But then don't
um,
sell it on PlayStation 4.
let's see.
Oh, Austin's saying that he thinks the Stranger Things is just a character skin. Okay, so
Okay,
that's not even really development.
okay. So then they do have the option to start doing spin-off. Well, it's kind of weird because these are all licenses that they are acquiring. Like nothing is really Netflix original content, or very little.
Yeah.
It's like Netflix original content where they could spin out into a game. Um, these licensees already probably have agreement. Like it'd be kind of weird for them to go through Netflix to get a video game development, unless that really makes it easier. But I
I
don't know.
mean, Netflix has so much money; they could start their own game development place and start really easy and build on what they have. I think they actually do have a Stranger Things mobile game.
Well,
So
when
at some
they
point they partnered with somebody, and if they like a studio enough, they could just buy it up.
yeah, which
I mean, it's sad, but if you're working for Netflix, you're guaranteed work.
that's true. That's true.
I mean, they've got nothing but IPs rolling in left and right.
Yeah. Okay, you did get as a question of the week.
Yes.
Go. You want to tell us what it is?
What's your current comic or toy you are hunting with cons coming back? Is there anything that is on your list that you must find, toy or comic wise, at the next show? You were talking about it earlier.
Yeah. No. I think there's a few Funko Pops that I would probably find them easier at a convention, or not for a better price, probably because I can haggle a little bit. Whereas online, I don't like buying stuff online because I like the feeling of like running into it.
Yeah.
Real life. Also, I guess I'm gonna say too, because I've been buying the first volumes of a lot of manga that I've been either reading or watching the anime. I don't think I'll ever develop a full manga collection because that just it seems like a really. I mean,
it's a lot of space.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. But I would like. I would like to. I can't wait to go back to cons, and now with the popularity of anime and manga recently, to see how that changes. Like, are we gonna see? Are we gonna see some stands that are like that have a lot of manga or stuff like that? I would say anything Saint Seiya, like either toys or manga or even some of the old. That series is hard to find anywhere really, like any. I know Netflix has the old stuff and the reboot, which I didn't enjoy the reboot, but the old stuff they only have the English dub, and that's like very little. But I love Saint Seiya as an anime and a manga, so I think that'd be something I like to check out to see if I can find it at the convention where more of it should be available.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I've decided that I want to finish out my X-Men run. So
Okay.
I've decided on a stopping point because I'm
because they're still going.
Yeah, they're still going, but with the renumbering, I think I'm going to go to the actual last real number X-Men, Uncanny X-Men book.
Okay.
And that will be the last one. And then I have a bunch of issues to fill up under 100. I have issue 94 and I have a handful of issues in the 50s, but it's going to be that slow buy of 1, 2, and 3. Mm-hmm. They're going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to just that's going to be my list going into any con. And toys. I mean, I'm always looking for Nightcrawler statues, and I know there is a Scotty Young Nightcrawler statue coming soon.
Yeah.
I saw that in the previews. I'm missing a there. There are a couple of Nightcrawler statues I don't have. There's an Alex Ross headpiece. There is a Nightcrawler piece that's part of the Dark Phoenix set that I'm missing.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at, and actually just toys, because I've been doing so much research on the Blue Devil. He has a handful of toys I'm trying to track down. I have like the Blue Devil chess piece, but I know there's a couple of DC Action Hero figs that were out that I'll try to find.
Okay.
But yeah, those are kind of what I'm looking for once we start going back to shows, and I'm thinking about going to Mark's show. He's got some good guests. Did you see the guest lineup?
I haven't. No, let me see. What's the?
It's called the Dallas Comic Show. Pull it up. Throw the guests on the screen because he does have quite a few. I actually had a friend of mine text me and go, "Hey Clay, if you're going to that show, could you give me this autograph?" So
that's funny.
Yeah, you got it pulled
Let's
up.
See, yeah, here we go. Dallas Comic Show. Okay, so
yeah, go to guests June 26th.
Saturdays. That's the Saturday special. Okay.
Yeah, it's $10 for a ticket. James O'Barr.
He's a staple at the Dallas shows.
Yeah. I cannot say his name.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know.
Gary Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Yes.
Oh man, I would really like this because I really got into Mortal Kombat recently,
and he's one of the acceptable roles from Planet of the Apes that I would love to get an autograph from him as well.
Oh yeah. This is from the
Marky Mark Planet of the Apes. Yeah, but the one I'm really excited for is Deborah Foreman, right under there.
Oh, cool.
Yes, she is, of course, from Valley Girl, but one of my favorite roles is from Real Genius.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Real Genius?
I'm thinking of Baby Geniuses. I think I am. Yeah, maybe not.
No.
I'm definitely thinking of Baby Genius.
Let's see here. Who else do we got?
Oh, we have Mark
McKeever.
Resnick. Well, Mark Resnick, he's not only is he the Toadies drummer, but he co-wrote Buzzkill with Donny Cates.
Yeah. I met that guy at the last show. He's awesome.
I met him a while back. I saw him at Zeus. He was there for a signing. And then the first time I met Donny Cates was because they were tabling together here in one of the conventions in Dallas back in like 2013 or so. Sean McKeever, yeah, Spider-Man, Marvel, a lot of Marvel work. Art.
Brent Peoples,
yeah, I have some original stuff from him. Yeah. Ben Dunn. This might be the first convention since his Warrior Nun stuff came out.
Yeah, he's always a Dallas staple.
Yeah, but I think the show finally got made, and then we went into lockdown. So like, I don't know how much he got to enjoy any of that stuff.
Now, Billy Blair on the other side, from a lot of Machete Kills, like he played Universal Remote, one of our very first celebrity games. That dude is awesome and kick ass. So I hope everyone goes to check this guy out.
So I want to say we met Billy in Austin. Maybe you can back me up. At the Alamo Drafthouse in Richardson, there was a movie we went to watch. I don't know if it was a Machete movie, but he was there. It was either Machete or Sin City. I don't remember. One of the whatever's last. It was a long time ago though. Yeah. But I think we met this dude and we took a picture with him outside in the foyer of the Alamo in Richardson. Okay, Steve Irwin.
Irwin, long-time artist.
I can't recommend enough to get a Steve Irwin. Like if you have a blank cover, I got a beautiful Deathstroke for like $30. Like, yeah, okay. Austin was just typing that. Yeah, we met him when we went to watch Machete Kills. Yep. And then Kes Wilson and Brad Foster.
Yeah.
Shadow. I think he's also at a local show. I know both. Yeah. Kes. So Kes, a lot of DC work. He's also I met some people at the last show, the Dallas Comic Art Collectors Group, where it's just people that collect original art. And normally we have a Well, I mean, I guess I went to the last thing, so I consider myself part of it. But before the pandemic, the last show after the convention, we'll all meet at a place that's close by to where the convention is and have dinner, and people bring their art. And Kes showed up because he knows a lot of the locals, so he'll bring original work. Um, so yeah, it was really nice to chat with him, just hanging out dinner. And then the original art that these people bring to the shows, like it's amazing. Like it's I saw some stuff that I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. So it'll be maybe nice to. I don't know if it's happening again. I need to check. I don't go on Facebook very often anymore, so I'll need to hit up some people, see if we're doing that after the show. Um, yeah, this looks. I mean, listen, I don't mind losing $10. Like if I don't feel comfortable, I can just leave.
Yeah, exactly. And I think Mark made a video because of our shitty governor not allowing people to show their vaccination cards.
Oh yeah,
He's going to make it mask mandatory for the whole show. So
that's fine. That works. There we go.
and he has a COVID-19 policy on his site. Take note, all you cons that have nothing on your site, have something to at least know you're acknowledging it. Because when I don't see that, I don't want to go to your show.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that was what I was worried about. You know, I know a few episodes back I pulled up, cons that were starting in the fall, and there wasn't, a whole lot of information on how they were going to handle that. And you don't want to be looking that shit up afterwards.
Right. Okay, family pack. Nice for families.
Mm-hmm.
VIP edition. Oh. Let's see what's in here. Okay, maybe not for this. I normally get the VIP because it's kind of worth it to get. I think sometimes they do like a line jump or something like that, and then the collectibles you get. But this one being a 1-day show, probably I wouldn't. I'll just get the regular ticket. But cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to go back. I need to put this on my calendar. It's at the Music City Mall, which used to be
Louisville.
It's the mall in Louisville. Vista Ridge it was called.
Yeah, it was Vista Ridge. God damn, I went to college when that mall was built.
So this is June 26th. So in a couple of weeks, actually in 2 weeks from today. So maybe on our Sunday show, we'll be talking about the show. Or we'll be too tired to make a show. Either way. We'll see.
I would love for, Mark, do you still have that page up? Mark had announced another show. I think it may be on there. I think he's bringing back the Dallas Fantasy Festival.
I did see that. Yeah. Yep. I saw that.
That was a show I went to in the 80s run by Bulldog Productions. And I it's weird to get nostalgic for just a name, but those cons were some of the biggest shows at some of the best places in Dallas. And I just, some of my fondest memories of being a kid is just being dropped off at cons, going and just buying comics.
And if all these shows, so because the mall's pretty empty, I'm sure it's easier to book that place for stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably going to be plenty of room. I don't know how they're going to set up. Mark's usually pretty ingenious about setting up like when we did the stuff in that place in Louisville, the convention center or whatever, like it was still pretty good setup, even though it's just like a room with no anything really. But at least here we have all the facilities that are available at a mall.
Yeah.
Better restrooms, multiple floors. There may be even some stuff open at the food court. I haven't been inside the mall in a while since they closed on the Hot Topic, because I would just go check out the pops. But yeah, this looks cool, man. Like the Fantasy Festival, comic shows, holiday special. Yeah, I'm pumped for this. Oh, was I even sharing my screen anymore?
You were.
I think I was. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, let's do recommendations and get out of here.
Yes.
I didn't think we were gonna be this long since it was just the two of us, but
I know, but there was a lot of cool stuff in there. I mean, Netflix. This is like the first year, so just having that much content, I was really surprised.
Yeah.
But I hope they grow it, because once they start to curate and have really quality stuff on those things, it'll be awesome.
Well, and I would like them to do more, like more maybe have some hosts and presenters and do a little bit of that stuff. I really
Yeah.
like the fandom, the virtual aspect of it, and if somebody can figure out how to do this virtually, like more of a VR type of like real experience, maybe I think Netflix can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love just to, like Umbrella Academy, just to have like Elliot Page on and talk about it, or just be on the set and show off, like, hey, this is coming,
Yep.
this is what we're doing. I mean, they just need to think like Comic-Con did when all the movies took over for comics.
Right.
Just what can you do to hype people?
Well, and I like that they don't hide like, hey, this is also about comics. Like it's on their main banner. If you saw the screenshot I put up for this video. So
Yeah.
all right, let's start with your recommendation.
I want you to pull up that cover to issue 2 so that we could see
Sure.
how beautiful this book is. I love to always give recommendations of like, oh, do you like this character? Check out this book. And there's just not a lot of essential books for Man-Bat. And this recent 5-issue run is what I suggest to everyone. If you want to understand who Man-Bat is, check out this run. It's so great and dark and creepy because Man-Bat essentially is a guy who is trying to solve his sister's deafness. And
Okay.
through it, he ends up, poisoning himself and discovering the Man-Bat, which is a part of his personality. And the person, and he's working with his wife on this, and the analogy is like a drug addict. This guy who just can't get control of what he's doing, but he's doing it all in the name of helping his sister, who has kind of given up on him because she thinks he's just being selfish in what he's doing. I would compare this to the Batman the Animated Series for Dr. Freeze, that origin story, which is probably the best episode of that entire run. I would put this little run. I would put this run almost close to that story. You kind of sympathize with him.
Yeah.
It's an interesting setup. This is right before Justice League Dark. So you get a little history of Man-Bat before he joins a team. And the art is fantastic.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, the art is fantastic. Every part of it, every page, there's like a Superman bat in the 5th episode that's drawn that's just fucking out of this world. That's what I love about this book. Just it was fun, gave a great story and incredible art. Everything synced together, and this is one I'll revisit.
Great. Yeah, it looks super rad just from the covers. I think I picked up the first issue, but I didn't know. I thought it was going to be an ongoing, but not a mini. But I'm glad that it's a mini because then I could just read, go through it.
Yeah, and nod to Kyle Holtz. He's the cover artist on that.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, as far as the stuff I picked 2 comics that are coming out next week because that's what I do now. First one, Venom 200, the last issue by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman before they move on to their. Well, I guess Ryan Stegman hasn't really announced what he's going to be working on next, but we know Donny Cates is going to. Well,
that's right. That's
just Donny and Ryan Audley. So, yeah, that's crazy. Like Venom 200, here we go. Like, I mean, the fact that Venom's having a 200 issue, even if it's with the renumbering.
Where would you want Stegman to work? I mean, I love his Spider-Man, his Venom. He just kind of lives in that world. So
yeah, he should maybe go back to the Spider-Man book.
Yeah.
Unknowingly, I was a big fan of Stegman because he was doing Superior Spider-Man. I didn't know I didn't know who Stegman was back then. But yeah, he did a lot of those first Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah, because I always see Mark Bagley doing Spider-Man, and I go, man, that guy's just going to have so much content as far as history of Spider-Man with his Bendis run. And now who's he writing for, or who's he drawing for? Dick Spencer?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yep. All right, and then the other one is X-Men Demon Days. This one's about Mariko. The first issue was great. Peach Momoko telling an X-Men story in an alternate kind of universe, maybe, but still through her. The art in this book is what like really, really kicks you in the face.
Yeah.
But the story is still pretty interesting.
Well, that's why her
Um,
covers are going for so much. As soon as she
yeah.
drops some stuff, I got one of her Demon Days
So
Psylocke cover.
yeah, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And so I guess also stay tuned to see how many variant covers of Venom 200 I get. I reached out to I messaged Sean at the shop. I was like, hey, what covers are you getting? Because there's some specific, like Jacques has a cover, Archer's doing a cover, but I think that one's only sold through his store. Yeah, so we'll figure it out. Before we get out of here, I do want. Hopefully, we'll have more of these in the future. But yeah, anything else, Clay? I think we've definitely gone the distance for a 2-man podcast.
Exactly. No, I'm good.
Follow me on social media because I think my buddy Fortress Chris invited me to his podcast. I don't know if it's live or not, or if we're just recording. But yeah, keep an eye on that. And then my buddy Mike from the I Read Comic Books podcast has an open forum to talk about Sweet Tooth with his podcast. So I've been able to join him for episode 1 and 2. That's why I'm parsing it out, just so I can talk about it as more with a more fresh. But yeah, just follow me. I'm everywhere online. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Yeah, everywhere. Oh, I forgot to play this.
Really, I never. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
All right. Well, we're gonna call it with that on the show. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember to share, like, subscribe. We're so close to 200. It's so weird that how many people that are supporting us are pretty amazing. So, yeah, maybe by next week, come back. Maybe we might be at 200. We might have too many variants of Venom 200. So it's all. It might be our 200 show. I don't know. I'm not keeping track.
Bring your own variant.
Yeah, bring your own variant next week.
BYOB.
So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hail Bebo.
Bebo loves you.
Bebo
What was the thing Josh was saying, or what he was gonna say?
My vagina is haunted.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.